What's interesting about rules is that we only pay attention to them when we're off track, when we're doing something wrong. Then we fall back and say, what's the right way? What's the rule I need to follow here to get back on track? We need rules in life and we need them in sales. And we're going to talk about it next with Lauren Valentine on Purpose Under Pressure. Welcome back. My name is Bryan, and this is Purpose Under Pressure. It's a podcast about developing sales and leadership success on purpose while under pressure. It's brought to you by the professional sales and leadership training team at Sandler by the Ruby Group. You'll find them in Akron and in Columbus, Ohio. They're in Jacksonville, Florida. They're in Capital Region, New York. I like to say they will be where you are because they serve businesses, organizations, leading organizations around this country. And they do it with professionalism, purpose, and real dignity and respect. And so I think that when you want to treat your customers the way you want to treat them, not just the way they want it, not just to earn a deal, not just to get the job done, but the right way to do business. I think when you know that as an organization, and if you don't know that as an organization, they can help you do that too. But when you know it, then you can do it. That's doing business on purpose. And that's what they do at Sandler by the Ruby Group. I would suggest that you reach out to them. You can find them at therubygroup.sandler.com. The Ruby Group, practical sales and leadership coaching for high pressure moments. So let's get cooking. We've been talking a little bit about rules this week, and I was reminded by my kids, Dad, I saw the podcast. My kids watch my podcast. We talked about playing those board games and we always no one wants to figure out the rules, especially the new ones. We just want to dive in. We just want to start playing. No one's to read the rule sheet. We just want to go. And then we play, we get in, we realize we're doing it wrong or we didn't play it fair or someone got the odd end of the stick or whatever. And we have to go back and read the rules. Then we have to start over. Look, games aren't fun without rules. Rules make things work. And that's true in life. It's also true in sales. I've been doing it for a long time. And when you know the rules, you can play within them. You can get things done. Lauren Valentine is my guest today. She's a trainer and a partner at Sandler by the Ruby Group. They've got their own set of rules. And I want to talk about the Sandler Rules with Lauren. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Have you ever played those games like I'm talking about, a new one, and you just dive right in? You're like, I don't want to read the rules, and you throw them out. You've done that, right?
I think we all have. Yeah.
And it doesn't work. It doesn't work at all. And so we don't like the rules. It's kind of boring and hard to sit down and learn them, but they really can give us guideposts. And I'm wondering if you can kind of give some examples in sales of why we need rules.
Well, Sandler wrote this book. I have a copy of it here. Mm-hmm. There are 49 Sandler rules, and I have a few that really stand out to me. I think everyone who's read the book has a few that really resonate with them.
Give me a couple of examples of the ones that ring true for you.
Yeah, rule number 1 is one of my favorites. You have to learn to fail to win. And that really resonates with me because we all have those moments in sales where maybe you had a meeting and it didn't go as well as you hoped it would, or a deal that you were hoping would close wouldn't close, or even in, account management and customer care, you have accounts that aren't growing the way that you thought they would, or customers or clients who fall off. And the difference, I think, between average professionals and professionals who are truly great in their careers is that ability to look at failure as a learning opportunity, right? So failure is inevitable. People who accomplish great things fail at a lot of things along the way. And failure is not necessarily a negative. It is a negative if you don't use it as an opportunity to learn something from that. So when a call doesn't go the way that you hoped, or you didn't close a deal that you thought you were going to close, use that opportunity as really an opportunity to debrief. What did you miss? What could you have done differently or better? And what can you learn from that to do better next time?
I think the greatest part about that is that it is a rule, which is a positive thing. In other words, when I fail, and fail's okay, I love that word. I'm not a
Hmm.
failure. When I fail, I'm actually playing by the rules. I'm actually doing it right. It means I took a step. It means I did something that might generate a win in the future. It's a
Yeah.
rule that I can count on. And I love that. And I think it's a great way to go about our business because it's going to happen. What are some other rules that stand out from that book?
Another one of my favorites is money does grow on trees.
Yeah, and what does that mean?
In the book, they call them referral trees, right? And
Yeah.
I am someone who has been an avid networker my entire career. And I really look at that rule as your professional network, the people that know you, like you, trust you, whether they are an existing client of yours or not, they're people who want to see you win. And I see salespeople working harder than they need to all the time. They're relying on cold calling or cold emailing, and that certainly has its place in your prospecting strategy. But networking is such a shortcut to be able to identify new opportunities. And I could talk about this forever, but networking is not necessarily a linear process. You can't measure the success of an event by, oh, did you get a new client or how much business did you generate from that event? It doesn't always happen right away. It's not linear. But if you think about the people who know you, like you, trust you, and want to see you win as trees in your network, they all have branches, which are other people who may benefit from knowing what you do, may be a good fit to become your client. And so, as a sales professional, are you leveraging your network to get in front of new opportunities and new conversations?
I've had many experiences where I was in a little bit of trouble, needed a little bit of help, started to panic a little bit. And then, based on that rule, no, I know who I can ask. I know who I can
Mhm.
talk to. I know who's going to help me out of this. And your friends and your referrals and people you've taken good care of will go out of their way to help you. They want to help you. And yet we often forget. We go after the brand new, we look for the brand new. And so money does grow on trees. What's another one that you think of?
I like the rule you don't have to like prospecting, you just have to do it.
I hate that rule. I know it's a rule. I know it's a rule, but I hate that rule. Tell me more.
Well, here's the trap that I see a lot of salespeople and teams run into. Their prospecting is reactive, meaning as an individual salesperson, they're doing it when their pipeline is a little bit light or when they don't have enough, deals that they've closed recently, and it's like panic prospecting, right? And when you have a team that's operating that way, that's where you get these peaks and valleys in revenue that's coming into your company. And so the truly great teams and the teams that we work with are continuously prospecting. It's an unemotional activity, meaning I'm not doing it because I'm panicked that I don't have enough in my pipeline. I'm doing a little bit all the time because I know that just like going to the gym, if I go to the gym a week before a big event, I'm not going to suddenly look my best. You have to consistently go 3 or 4 days a week to see the results that you want. And prospecting is no different than that. And so I really like that as a reminder that it's one of those tasks, whether you like it or don't. And most salespeople, if they're being honest, do not like it. You just have to do it. You have to do a little bit all the time, like
I
eating your
know, I know,
vegetables.
I know, I know, I know, I know, I know. And yet it's so hard and it is a rule. And when things don't go right, you can go back to the rule and say, well, okay, I didn't follow the rule. I didn't do the thing that I was supposed to do. Lauren, as we kind of wrap up, one of my favorite rules we haven't talked about yet, one of the reasons it's my favorite is because it's tough for me, is no mind reading. And
Yeah.
it's hard for me because I'll always sit there and go, I wonder what he's thinking. I wonder what I ought to do. I wonder what I'm going to say next. I'm always wondering, is that what
hmm
can you tell me more about no mind reading? And maybe you can train me a little bit today.
Yeah. Salespeople mind read all the time.
We
And I
do constantly.
people in general do, right? People give you a vague statement or a statement that sounds good, but if you really reflect on it, what did that actually mean? Like, for example, this proposal looks great and I think we're really going to work together. People take that and think I'm going to close the deal. But what does that actually mean? It could mean that you're going to close the deal. It could mean that they're trying to be polite and get you out the door so they can go back to their current supplier and beat them up on pricing or lead times or something like that. And so we have to be really good as salespeople of inspecting what people tell us to get to the truth. And we have to constantly be thinking about, what did that actually mean? Am I putting a meaning behind that that wasn't there? Am I staying curious? Am I asking clarifying questions? And the truly great salespeople who do that find that they're able to close more deals and they're wasting less time because of uncertainty in the process.
So when the buyer says, I think we've got a deal here, I think we're ready to roll, this all looks good, you can say, well, just to make sure, what do you mean by that? Can you be a little more clear? Does that mean we are good to go? Can we start tomorrow? Are those the kind of things that are going to keep me from mind reading, right?
Yeah, when you say this looks great, does that mean you're ready to sign the contract? Or is there something else that needs to happen next on your end, right? Like staying curious. Yeah.
Yeah. And we think we know the answers, and we think we're overstepping. When someone says something like that, we get happy ears and go, okay, go again. And we just walk out as fast as we can. And yet we're mind reading. I'd like you to speak to one more thing. As a leader, and I know at Sandler by the Ruby Group, you train leaders. Your sellers are out there having these experiences, and they're coming back and they're telling the leader or you what went wrong. This didn't work. I didn't get the sale. I didn't get this. These rules give a leader a framework to help the seller succeed. They can say things like, "Did that sounds like you missed rule number 7," or something like that. Can you talk a little bit more about how a leader can use these rules to help their sellers succeed?
It really goes back to rule number one for me with that. You have to learn to fail to win. And as a leader, the question really becomes, do you have a culture where people feel safe to share their failures with you? And is it embraced as a learning opportunity? Or are they afraid that they might be on the chopping block if they share that?
The whole reason we do this podcast is to help sellers to succeed, to help leaders to succeed. I want better sales professionals out there because of this show. It's the reason we partner with Sandler by the Ruby Group, because they have a system that I tend to like, and it's based on these rules. And so if you want to know more about Sandler and the Ruby Group, you can of course reach out to them, but you can also get this book. I think it's available for anybody to buy, right, Lauren?
Mhm.
If you get on Amazon or whatever, you can buy a copy. And I think you can also Google search it, and you can see a quick skim of a lot of different things in the Sandler rules. I mean, you can find out what Sandler by the Ruby Group's all about by learning a little bit more about these rules. And so I would encourage you to reach out to Lauren or any of the trainers at Sandler by the Ruby Group, or just get online, get the book, read it for yourself. If you like what it says, that's what you're going to get from at least this team at Sandler by the Ruby Group. So, Lauren, thank you for helping us set the record straight, talking about rules, keeping us on path. It's really important. I'm glad that you were here as part of our show on Purpose Under Pressure.
Absolutely. Thank you.
That's Lauren Valentine, and she is a partner and trainer at Sandler by the Ruby Group. I always appreciate when she joins us on Purpose Under Pressure. Folks, thank you for being here too. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. We do this every week, multiple times a week. And so go ahead and subscribe. That way you won't miss another show. Tell someone you care about as well that this show is out there. Help them to be on purpose as well. You'll find all past episodes of Purpose Under Pressure at bryanmediastrategies.com/podcast and wherever you stream your favorite shows. Brought to you by my friends at the Ruby Group, practical sales and leadership coaching for high pressure moments. Until next time, no matter how high the pressure gets, just follow the rules and stay on purpose.